Manchester United signing Romelu Lukaku bagged a hefty 25 Premier League goals last season, but what does Jose Mourinho need to do to improve his £75 million star? There's no denying Romelu Lukaku has become one of the finest strikers in the Premier League since Jose Mourinho let him leave Chelsea for Everton in 2014. The Belgian is powerful, quick and a fine finisher. He has all the attributes needed to become one of the world's best, hence why Manchester United have splashed £75 million on him. Romelu Lukaku netted 25 Premier League goals for Everton last season as they finished in 7th spot. However, there is much room for improvement for the 24-year-old at Old Trafford. The Red Devils' gain will undoubtedly be Everton's loss. Strikers like the 24-year-old aren't easy to come by. And yet last season presents a curious case as to why Everton can continue to improve without Lukaku, as our friends at Football Whispers explain. The 2016-17 campaign was a mixed one for Everton. At times they were scintillating to watch. The 4-0 drubbing of Manchester City is testament to that, while on other occasions they flattered to deceive. The one consistent was Lukaku. Under the guidance of Ronald Koeman, the Belgium international's all-round game improved, and that resulted in his best career return in front of goal. His goals helped Everton to a 7th-place finish in the Premier League, or did they? A look back over the campaign suggests not. If you were to remove each of the 25 top-flight goals Lukaku struck last season, Everton would have ended the campaign in 7th. Yes, they would have been 9 points worse off, but the fact the Toffees created a mini-league of one means they wouldn't have lost out. Of course, football isn't that black and white. As the old cliché goes, goals change games, and the fact Lukaku scored, for instance, the second in a 2-0 win over Sunderland shouldn't count for nothing. Who's to say without that 80th-minute strike that the Black Cats wouldn't have managed to grab a late equalizer? Romelu Lukaku proudly shows off himself wearing a Manchester United top after signing for £75 million. The Belgian striker has scored an impressive 85 Premier League goals in 186 top-flight appearances. He has established himself as one of the most feared centre-forwards in England. But let's look at the Lukaku goals which did tangibly change the course of the game. There was the 11-minute hat-trick he struck against Sunderland in September, which turned a potential 0-0 draw into a 3-0 win. His opening goal in a 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace earned the Toffees a point, and it was the same story against Manchester City at the Etihad. His 4 goals against Bournemouth in February secured a 6-3 win instead of a 3-2 defeat, and then there was a brace against Leicester which turned the draw into a 4-2 victory. The fact Lukaku's goals, in pure statistical terms, meant very little to Everton's season is a strange quirk. It doesn't mean, however, that Manchester United are not getting a striker who can make a difference when required. A common stick used to beat Lukaku with is that he is a flat-track bully who only performs against the weaker sides in the division. Even if that is true, which it isn't, a striker who plunders goals against the weaker sides in the Premier League is exactly what United lacked last season. Who knows where they could have finished had the Red Devils turned home draws against the likes of Burnley, Swansea City, West Bromwich Albion and Bournemouth into victories. Lukaku will help them do that. Jose Mourinho has brought in Romelu Lukaku to Manchester United for a fee in the region of £75 million. In demand Romelu Lukaku takes on Everton teammates in shooting drills. The former Chelsea and West Brom man is still not the finished article. And at 24 years old, he is only going to get better. Mourinho didn't get his hands on Didier Drogba until he was 26 and turned a talented but inconsistent player into a battering ram of a striker who would go on to win almost every major club honour with Chelsea. Lukaku's game needs refining, his first touch is still far from perfect and his link-up play needs improving, but he is already a fine player. Worth £75 million? Perhaps not. But he is proven in the Premier League and, given the transfer market is ludicrously inflated this summer, it's a price worth paying. Everton and Lukaku was, in the cold light of day, a marriage of convenience. Both have benefited from being together, but both knew it wasn't a relationship that would last years and years. And telling there haven't been too many tears shed over his departure which, despite the striker giving interviews about joining United, has yet to be confirmed. Old Trafford may be the place where Lukaku is truly loved. He will score goals, of that there is no doubt. And this season they may prove to be vital in taking Manchester United from 6th into the top 4 and beyond. Paul Pogba and Romelu Lukaku celebrate striker's move to Manchester United.